Namas Sarvebhyaha Sarvesham Hardam Swagatam. We'll start the class by chanting the Prarthana Shlokas. Krishno Rakshaduman Chara Chara Guruhu Krishnan Namasyamyakam Krishne Namara Shatravo Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha Krishna Deva Samuthidan Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmyakam Krishne Bhakti Rajanjalastu Bhagavan He Krishna Tubhyan Namaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraika Panaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gita Mritaduhe Namaha Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsa Chanura Martanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Vande Jagat Gurum. Sarvesham Punaswagatam. We will continue. We have chanted the Purushottama Yoga, chapter 15, for a number of days. All have chanted. So we will now stop it and we'll continue with the chapter 18. So I will go here. Vivikta sevi laghvashi yatavakaya manasaha dhyana yoga paro nityam Vairagyam samupashritaha. So here Bhagavan is now telling how to attain Brahman. That is previous sloka also here told Buddhya Vishuddhaya, endowed with pure understanding. Buddhya Vishuddhaya yuktaha, restraining dhrityatmanai niyamyacha. So restraining the self with firmness. Sabdadin Vishaya, that is avoiding sound and other objects, and abandoning ragadvesho vidasija, abandoning all attraction and aversion. That is like that. This is one step. Next step is what we are here. Vivikta sevi lagvashi. That is dwelling in solitude, in isolation. Vivikta sevi lagvashi. That is eating but little. Eating little, speech, body, and mind subdued. Yatavakaya manasaha. That is, vaka, kaya, manasa, all are subdued, all under control. And always dhyana yoga paronityam. Always engaged in meditation and concentration. And endowed with dispassion, vairagyam. That is including vairagyam. So all these things are there. Yeah, the previous sloka is continuing. So here, man generally is we call a social being, a gregarious being. He wants to go out and mix with society. That is his nature. So solitary confinement, if you put him in solitary confinement, it's a punishment to him normally. So, but if he is a sadhaka, he has to change over from the extrovertism to introvertism. He has to go to introvert. He has to become an extrovert to introvert. His delight and relaxation should not be in the midst of society, but all in the self only. All his delight and relaxation are in his own self. By experience, he comes to learn that solitude is to the mind what diet is to the body. What diet you are taking to regulate your body, to control your body, to maintain your body. Same thing, solitude is required for the mind. That sort of diet is required. That is the without company and in a excluded place you have to stay. That is required for the soul. And he is a yogi who learns to be alone while in the midst of the world. He learns to be alone. While even though he is in the midst of the world, both overeating and undereating are harmful. So by properly regulating his food intake, he can achieve lightness of body. The body will be very light. He will not feel the presence of the body at all, and clarity of mind. You will get clarity of mind as well as lightness of the body. And yogi commands a perfect mastery over speech, body, and mind. Perfect mastery. He has good control of all these aspects: speech, body, and mind. Calmness and serenity they have their own marks in him. Calmness and serenity. And being engaged in meditation on the Paramatman is very normal to him. Is a normal way of life for him. Being engaged in the in meditation on the Paramatman. A new person who is going on taking the steps to become a sadhaka tries to cultivate vairagya or dispassion to the world. Vairagyam to the whatever happening in the outside world. Just like a ripe fruit that cuts its connection with the tree, and it does not go back to it. Fully ripe tree, it falls from the tree and doesn't go back to the tree. Similarly, the yogi no more gives any thought to worldly engagement, enjoyment or engagement. He is cut away from this thing and he is ready to merge with the Brahman. This is all the the preparation or the path towards attaining the final liberation. You continue.
Malini Bhagini.
Vivikta sevi lagvashi.
Vivikta sevi lagvashri. Vivikta sevi lagvashri.
Yatava kaya manasaha.
Yatava kaya manasaha. Yatava kaya manasaha.
Dhyana yoga paro nityam.
Dhyana yogo paro nityam. Dhyana yogo paro nityam.
Dhyana yoga paro nityam.
Dhyana yoga paro nityam. Dhyana yoga paro nityam.
Vairagyam samupashritaha.
Vairagyam samupashritaha. Vairagyam samupashritaha.
Uttam.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Vivikta sevi lagvashi.
Vivikta sevi lagvashi. Vivikta sevi lagvashi.
Yatava kaya manasaha.
Yatava kaya manasaha. Yatava kaya manasaha.
Dhyana yoga paro nityam.
Dhyana yoga paro nityam. Dhyana yoga paro nityam.
Vairagyam samupashritaha.
Vairagyam samupashritaha. Vairagyam samupashritaha.
Uttam.
Eva Shriram Bhagini.
Vivikta sevi lagvashi. Yatava kaya manasaha.
Vivikta sevi lagvashi. Yatava kaya manasaha. Vivikta sevi lagvashi. Yatava kaya manasaha.
Dhyana yoga paro nityam. Vairagyam samupashritaha.
Dhyana yoga paro nityam. Vairagyam samupashritaha. Dhyana yoga paro nityam. Vairagyam samupashritaha.
Bholak Mahodaya.
Vivikta sevi lagvashi. Yatava kaya manasaha.
Vivikta sevi lagvashi. Yatavakya manasaha. Vivikta sevi lagvashi. Yatavakya manasaha.
Dhyana yoga paro nityam. Vairagyam samupashritaha.
Dhyana yoga paro nityam. Vairagyam samupashritaha. Dhyana yoga paro nityam. Vairagyam samupashritaha.
Uttam.
Sir.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Vivikta sevi lagvashi. Yatava kaya manasaha. Dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samupashritaha.
Vivikta sevi lagvashi yatava kaya manasaha dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samupashritaha.
Uttam, well challenged.
Sapna Bhagini. Sapna Bhagini. Okay, Lakshmi HS Bhagini.
Sorry,
Okay, recite
Bhagini.
Bhagini.
Viviktasevi lakvashi yatavakaya manasaha dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samupashritaha.
Uttam, well challenged. Next sloka. Ahankaram balan darpam kamam krodham parigraham vimuchya nirmama shantaha brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So again, continuing the previous slokas, whatever we have seen, the last two slokas, and that sloka is continuing. Ahankaram, having abandoned egoism. That is ahankaram. Balan, that is violence. Darpam, arrogance. Kamam, desire. Krodham, enmity. And parigraham is greed for material wealth, greed for property, etc. That greed. Vimuchya, that freed also freed from the notion of mind. Nirmamasya, nirmamaha, that is mine, it is my, ours, it's mine, like that, that sort of a freed from that sort of notion of mind, and peaceful, shantaha, peaceful. He is fit for becoming Brahman. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. He is fit for becoming Brahman. So the previous two slokas, whatever qualities we mentioned, along with that, these qualities also. Ahankaram, identification with the body is the egoism. Removing body consciousness is renouncing body consciousness. And being established in the self is the abandonment of egoism. Body consciousness should be renounced, and we should be established in the self, that is in the Brahman within us. That is, then you say you can abandon the sense of egoism and thinking everyone as physical bodies and trying to have an upper hand over them, dominating over them. Other people, over others, is violence. So yogi outgrows this egoism also. He outgrows this violence also. He outgrows arrogance, darpam. He is winning over others and thinking highly of oneself. And he develops arrogance. I know everything. Others don't know, like that. That sort of a feeling. That arrogance. Yogi does not fall a victim to this also. And kamam, desires. And kama is hankering after sense pleasure. Only yogis will indulge in such hankering of some sense pleasures. And yogi, he will curb those senses and he will not go after sense pleasures. Yogi sees divinity everywhere. So he is neither fond of somebody nor he is enemy to somebody. You see everybody equal. So he has no too much likeness to something or too much anger against somebody else, nothing like that. And parigraham is honor, there is one body, and bodily maintenance is not possible without property. So this is parigraham. Parigraham is bodily maintenance is not possible without property, because we own this body. So we have to maintain that body. So we have to you see that we possess this body. So when we possess it, we have to maintain it. This is body. Ownership of body leads to ownership of property too. So when you own your body, it is a property that you are owning. So what you have to do is it should not considered as your property. It is somebody else's property, and you are just in that body. That's all. While in body, yogi is not of the body. Yogi is not the body. So, but you have to maintain that body. For that maintaining, you have to take this responsibility and you take the ownership. But only that much. Otherwise, he is not owning that property. Somebody is not with our property at all. Only thing is you are maintaining it. Everyone is maintaining it. So it's not our property. So while in possession of the bare necessities of the body, the thought of possession is not in the mind. So bare necessities of the body, he has to attend to. But the thought of the possession of is not in the mind. I possess this body. That sort of thought is not there in a yogi. So that is something that is parigraham. And yogi is free from the ownership of any kind, nirmama, vimuchya nirmama. And so necessarily from the notion of mind, etc. He is free from those notions, and he is and yogi has eliminated all disturbing factors from mind. All these are disturbing factors to his mind. So he has eliminated all of them, and he is resting in peace, shantaha. Eliminating all these factors, he is resting in peace. It's a matter of, it's a usual routine for you to avoid all these disturbing factors and to be in peace. So a yogi is endowed, a particular yogi endowed with these qualities is fit for becoming Brahman. Such a yogi is fit for becoming Brahman. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So he is ready, or he is fit for getting Brahmanhood. All these, the previous two slokas also we mentioned here. This Vidya Vishuddhaya Yuktaha, Trityatmanan Niyamyacha, Sabdadin Vishayam Stiktva, Ragatvesho Vidasyacha, and Viktasai Lagvashi, Yadavakaya Manasaka, Dhyana Yoga Paronityam Vairagyam Sauvastritaka, Ahankaram Parandarpam, Kamam Krotam Parik. All this. And Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Such a yogi is fit for becoming Brahman. We'll continue.
Ilavarasi Bhagini.
Ahankaram balan darpam.
Ahankaram balantarpam. Ahankaram balantarpam.
Kamang krodham parigraham.
Kamang krodham parigraham. Kamang krodham parigraham.
Vimuchya nirmama shantaha.
Vimuchya nirmama shantaha. Vimuchya nirmama shantaha.
Brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
Anita Bhagini.
Ahankaram balan darpam.
Ahankaram balam darpam. Ahankaram balam darpam.
Kamang krodham parigraham.
Kamam krodham parigraham. Kamam krodham parigraham.
Vimuchya nirmama shantaha.
Vimuchya nirmama shantaha. Vimuchya nirmama shantaha.
Brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
Uttam.
Hare Krishna.
Anasuya Bhagini.
Ahankaram balan darpam. Kamang krodham parigraham.
Ahankaram balandarpam, kamam krodham parigraham. Ahankaram balandarpam, kamam krodha parigraham.
Kamang krodham parigraham.
Kamam krodham parigraham.
Vimuchya nirmama shantaha. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
Vimuchya nirmama shantaha. ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते।
काञ्चना भगिनी
अहंकारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहम्
अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहम् अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहम्
विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते
विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते।
उत्तम।
लक्ष्मी HS भगिनी
अहंकारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते
अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते।
उत्तम।
धन्यवाद।
पद्मा विश्वनाथन भगिनी
अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते।
उत्तम।
धन्यवाद।
कंटिन्यू। ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न कांक्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिर् लभते पराम्. So here, becoming Brahman, Brahmabhuta Prasannatma, serene-minded, Prasannatma, Brahmabhuta, becoming Brahman, serene-minded, na shochati, na kankshati, neither grieves nor desires. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu, that is, same to all beings, samas sarveshu bhuteshu, he obtains supreme devotion to me. Madbhakting labhate param. That is supreme, he obtains supreme devotion to me. So here, some people see difference between bhakti and jnana, supreme knowledge and bhakti. But God does not differentiate between the two, bhakti and jnana. There will be initial distinctions between the two, but they become one at the end. All the goal of both are to attain that liberation. So both to go towards that same destination only, but they have initially they may be different. So jnana and bhakti are just the front and back of the same coin of a perfected person. So a perfected person, both are existing. That front and back, just like front and back of a coin, the existing, both are existing. So a Brahmajnani is simultaneously a bhakta of Ishvara. He holds everybody in reverence, recognizing God everywhere. He doesn't grieve or for any loss, nor he desires. Na shochati na kanchati. So this is more praised in chapter 7, 17th sloka, which goes like this. If you have got the book, you can see chapter 7, 17th sloka. Tesha jnani nitya yuktaha eka bhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnani no tyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. So here, in the previous sloka, Chadurvitha bhajante mam jana sukriti norjuna arto jijnasurartharthi jnani cha bharatarshabha. So 4 types of people worship Bhagavan. So who are all those things? 4 types of virtuous men worship me, Arjuna. The man in distress, he will worship Bhagavan. The man seeking knowledge, so he will also worship. The man seeking wealth, he will also worship. And the man imbued with wisdom, or the best of Bhardas, that is jnana. So he will also worship me. All the 4 types worship me. But Bhagavan says, among them, of these, the wise man, ever steadfast and devoted to the one excels. Supremely dear am I to the wise, and he is dear to me. So he is among the four. He says the person who is seeking wisdom and he is approaching, becoming Bhakta of Bhagavan, he is supreme. That's what Bhagavan says. Here also the same thing he says. The Jnani with Bhakti, that is, he is supreme to him. It is again, we get that same thing is repeated here. Bhagavan says, after attaining all the removing all obstacles and obtaining jnana, he is fully devoted to me. So Mad Bhakti Labhati, he is obtained supreme devotion to me. This is what Bhagavan says in this sloka. We'll continue.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma.
Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma. Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma.
Na shochati na kankshati.
Na shochati na kankshati. Na shochati na kankshati.
Samasarveshu bhuteshu.
Samasarveshu bhuteshu. Samasarveshu bhuteshu.
Madbhaktil labhate param.
Madbhaktil labhate param. Madbhaktil labhate param.
Bholap Mahodaya.
Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma.
Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma.
Na shochati na kankshati.
Na shochati na kankshati. Na shochati na kankshati.
Samasarveshu bhuteshu.
Samasarveshu bhuteshu. Samasarveshu bhuteshu.
Madbhaktil labhate param.
Madbhaktil labhate param. Madbhaktil labhate param.
Uttam. So here I wanted to tell you here Madbhaktil labhate. Here instead of Saniswara, Anunasika il. Anunasika.
Yes.
Madbhaktil labhate param.
Madbhaktil labhate param.
Uttam. Like that you should chant it. Uttam.
Vinoda Bhagini.
Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma. Na shochati na kankshati.
Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Shochati Na Kankshati. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Shochati Na Kankshati.
Samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktil labhate param.
Samasarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktil Labhate Param. Samasarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktil Labhate Param.
Uttam.
Agamani Bhagini.
Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma. Na shochati na kankshati.
Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma. Na shochati na kankshati. Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma. Na shochati na kankshati.
Samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktil labhate param.
Samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktil labhate param. Samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktil labhate param.
Uttam.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
Sapna Bhagini.
Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma. Na shochati na kankshati. Samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktil labhate param.
Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma Na Shochati Na Kankshati. Samasarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktil Labhate Param.
Uttam.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Brahma Bhutah Prasannatma Na Shochati Na Kankshati. Samasarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktil Labhate Param.
Uttam. Next sloka. Bhaktya mamaphi janati yavan Yavanyastasmi tatvatah tato man tatvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. So here, bhaktya, by devotion, bhaktya, mam abhijanati, he knows me in truth. By devotion, he knows me in truth. What I am, yavanyastasmi tatvatah, what and who I am. In reality, he knows it in truth, the real truth he knows. Then having known, tato man tatvato jnatva, know, and that knowing me in truth, he forthwith enters me. Jnatva vishade tatanantaram. He forthwith enters me. That's what Bhagavan says here. Knowing in truth about Bhagavan, who, what and who I am, then having known in the truth, he forthwith enters me. This is what Bhagavan says here. So love opens the door to the impossible things. So love is the most important thing. What is known through love is true knowledge. And what is done through love is true service. So love is given a lot of importance here. What is known through love is true knowledge, and what is done through love is true service. So the bhakta understands the Lord well because he sees with the eye of love. The more he understands God, the more he loves him, loves Bhagavan. Bhakti and jnana are two wings. Just like two wings of a bird, bhakti and jnana are two wings for a sadhaka. He understands Lord. Lord is both Saguna Brahman as well as Nirguna Brahman. The universe and the beings have all come from him. After knowing his own relations with the Lord, he gives himself over entirely to him. Entirely to the Lord accepts him as his own self. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. The real knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. So this is what there is a lot of importance to love and bhakti to God. So which will help understanding God well, and later on do service to him out of love for God, and finally entering into God, into Brahman good. This is what Bhagavan says here. We'll continue.
Rema Shriram Bhagini.
Bhaktya mamabhijanati.
Bhaktya mamabhijanati. Bhaktya mamabhijanati.
Yavanyastasmi tatvatah.
Yavanyastasmi tatvatah. Yavanyastasmi tatvatah.
Tato man tatvato jnatva.
Tato man tatvato jnatva. Tato man tatvato jnatva.
Vishate tadanantaram.
Vishate tadanantaram. Vishate tadanantaram.
Uttam.
Anita Bhagini.
Bhaktya mamabhijanati.
Bhaktya mamabhijanati. Bhaktya mamabhijanati.
Yavanyastasmi tatvatah.
Yamanyashchasmim tatvatah. Yamanyashchasmim tatvatah.
Tato man tatvato jnatva.
Tato mam tatvato gyatva. Tato mam tatvato gyatva.
Vishate tadanantaram.
Vishvate tatnantaram. Vishvate tatnantaram.
Uttam.
Hare Krishna, Pranam.
Gholap Mahodaya.
Bhaktya mamabhijanati. Yavanyastasmi tatvatah.
Gholap Mahodaya. Ilavarasi Bhagini.
भक्त्या मामभिजानाति भक्त्या मामभिजानाति
यावान्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः
यावान्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः यावान्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः
ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा
ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा
विशदे तदनन्तरम्
विशते तदनन्तरं विशते तदनन्तरम्
उत्तम
धन्यवादः महोदय।
अनसूया भगिनी
भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावान्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः
भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावन्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावन्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः
ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरम्
ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरम् ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरम् धन्यवादः।
लक्ष्मी HS भगिनी
भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावान्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरम्
भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावान्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरम्।
उत्तमम्।
गोलक महोदय
भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावान्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरम्
उत्तमम्। सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम्. So doing continually sarvakarmanyapi sada, doing continually all actions whatsoever, kurvano, whatever action, matvyapasrayaka, taking refuge in me, matprasadat avapnoti, that is by my grace he reaches the eternal shashwatam, eternal undecaying abode. Avyayam is undecaying padam, that is the abode. He reaches the eternal undecaying abode. So here the sadhaka established in sattva, that is in reality, in the truth, and does not renounce karma. He is established in the truth, but he doesn't renounce karma. He only renounces his agency to karma. He is doing the work, but he is not taking he is not feeling that he is doing the work. He is doing, but he is doing the work. Intense activity creates no weariness in him. He will be doing continuously work, but he will not feel any tiredness. Who gives up agency, who feels that he is doing the work of Ishvara and he is not doing his own personal work or personal gain, he will not feel at all tired. He will continuously work, and he who serves the Lord thinks of him and none else. So the thought of his own self goes into oblivion. He never thinks of himself that he is existing. He is going on working for the service of the Lord. The state of self-negation is the state of self-surrender. If you work like that, that is not thinking about his own benefits, and he does the work, it is a state of self-surrender. You are surrendering everything. So a river example, a river goes on flowing, but finally what happens? At the end, it goes and merges with the ocean. So this ability is lost. its river identity is only till it reaches the ocean. When it reaches the ocean, it loses its identity and it merges with the ocean. Similar is the thing. Our journey also like that. Continue to have existence, but once we attain liberation or attain, we merge with the ocean. Like that, our life is also like that. Devotee has a body, but mentally is absorbed in Ishvara. Whatever takes place in and through that individual is the doing of the Lord. The Lord is doing everything. He's just there. He's only a medium, and Bhagavan is doing everything. His ego is surrendered. He doesn't feel that he is doing. Bhagavan is in him and Bhagavan is doing. So, Brahman, pure consciousness, alone persists, alone is there. He no more exists. Only Brahman is there. We'll continue.
Malini Bhagini.
Sarva karmanyapi sadam.
Sarva karmanyapi sada. Sarva karmanyapi sada.
Urvano madvyapashrayah.
Urvano madvyapashrayah. Kurvano madvyapashrayah.
Matprasadadavapnoti.
Matprasadadavapnoti. Matprasadadavapnoti.
Shashvatam padamavyayam.
Shashvatam padamavyayam. Shashvatam padamavyayam.
Uttam.
Kanchana Bhagini.
Sarva karmanyapi sada.
Kanchana Bhagini.
सर्वकर्मण्यपि सदा सर्वकर्मण्यपि सदा
Sarva karmanyapi sada.
सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा
Kurvano matvyapashrayah.
कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः
Matprasadadavapnoti.
मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति
Shashvatam padamavyayam.
शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम् शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम्
Uttam.
Rema Shriram Bhagini.
Sarva karmanyapi sada. Kurvano matvyapashrayah.
सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः
Matprasadadavapnoti. Shashvatam padamavyayam.
मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम् मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम्
Uttam.
Nagamani Bhagini.
Sarva karmanyapi sada. Kurvano matvyapashrayah.
Sarva karmanyapi sada. Kurvano madvyapashrayah. Sarva karmanyapi sada. Kurvano madvyapashrayah.
Matprasadadavapnoti. Shashvatam padamavyayam.
Matprasadadavapnoti. Shashvatam padamavyayam. Matprasadadavapnoti. Shashvatam padamavyayam.
Uttam.
Dhanyavadah.
Padma Vishwanathan Bhagini.
Sarva karmanyapi sada. Kurvano matvyapashrayah. Matprasadadavapnoti. Shashvatam padamavyayam.
सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं मत्पदमव्ययम्.
Vinoda Bhagini.
सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम्.
Uttam. Good, next sloka. Chetasa sarvakarmani mayi sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogamupashritya machitta satatam bhava. So Bhagavan says, mentally resigning all deeds to me. Chetasa sarvakarmani mayi sanyasya matparaha. And having me as the highest goal. Matparaha, that is having me as the highest goal, and all deeds, all your actions are you have resigned to Lord and resorting to Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga Mubhasritya. Resorting to Buddhi Yoga. Do you ever fix your mind on me? Machitta satatam bhava. You fix your mind on me. This is what Bhagavan says. So he is telling how to conduct yourself. How to conduct yourselves, Bhagavan saying here. So the devotee, Buddhi Yoga, when Jivatman comes to know the truth about himself and his relationship with Paramatman, Jivatman comes to know the truth about himself and his relationship with Paramatman, he is said to have obtained Buddhi Yoga. He is said to have obtained Buddhi Yoga. He knows his Jivatman and his relationship with Paramatman. If he has obtained that knowledge, he is said to have obtained Buddhi Yoga. The devotee who has Buddhi Yoga would carry out the injunctions, all the actions laid down by the Lord. Whatever is to be done by Swadharma or duty, he has laid down by the Lord. He does it. He would he would not renounce duty. He will not throw away. He will always do his duty. He would hold that karma takes place through him, but belongs to the Lord. Karma takes place through him and belongs to the Lord. Therefore, he has no attachment to work, because the Lord is doing the work and he is just in the medium only. So he has no attachment to the work. All happenings in universe are work of the Lord. Whatever happens in this world, in fact, they are all work of the Lord only. So it is sannyasa to have no personal concern, but to do the Lord's work for the sake of Lord only. No personal concern for that. You're doing work, but it's God's work. The concern of Jivatman is to merge with Paramatma. That is the only concern of Jivatman, to merge with the Paramatma. With this end in view, he ought to fix his mind ever on the Lord. Always doing the work of the Lord without any concern, and fix his mind on the over the Lord. That is, Jivatman has to do that. That's what Bhagavan says here in this, using Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is realizing that your own Jivatman and its relationship with Paramatman. To continue.
Ilavarsi Bhagini.
Chetasa sarva karmani.
Ilavarsi Bhagini.
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि
Mayi sanyasya matparaha.
मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः
Buddhi yogamupashritya.
बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य
Machitta satatam bhava.
मच्चित्तः सततं भव
Uttam.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
Vinoda Bhagini.
Chetasa sarva karmani.
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि
मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः
मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः
बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य
बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य
मच्चित्तः सततं भव
मच्चित्तः सततं भव मच्चित्तः सततं भव
उत्तम
मालिनी भगिनी
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः
बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव
बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव
उत्तम
अनसूया भगिनी
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः
बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव
बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव
उत्तम
धन्यवादः
रघुनाथ महोदय
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव
उत्तम
धन्यवाद
लक्ष्मी HS भगिनी
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव
उत्तम
सपना भगिनी
चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव
उत्तम we can chant the slokas that we did today. Viviktasevi lagvashi yatava kaya manasaha dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samupashritaha ahankaram balan darpam kamam krodham parigraham vimucya nirmama shantaha ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते ब्रह्म भूतः प्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न कांक्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिर्लभते पराम् भक्त्या मामपि जानाति यावान्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरं सर्वकर्माण्यपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादादवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदमव्ययम् चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगमुपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव. Samapayamaka will conclude the Shanti mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.